What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XRP, Ethereum, Bitcoin, as well as the S&P 500. So guys, lots of stuff to talk about in today's video. As you guys know, yesterday we saw quite a substantial swing within the stock market here. The S&P 500 saw a pretty substantial run to the downside here. Throughout the day, we actually saw prices dip all the way down to 3,800 points, retesting its Bollinger Band right here. And we actually managed to close much higher, which is quite exciting. It was a sign of relief here, but you can see we're clearly showing that the bulls are really keeping the prices up, trending at about $3,900, or 3,900 points, my apologies, which is about, let me just show you from the top, we're currently down about, let's see, currently 18.87. Yesterday, we dipped into 20% into a bear market. Bear market in the S&P is considered 20% or lower here. We dabbled in the bear market and then swung and closed up at 18.8%, which is pretty incredible. It's shocking. It's nerve-wracking for sure. And we're trending right at this support level right here, or intertwined within the support and resistance level right here, this white trend line here, which I'll show you guys a little bit more and later on in today's video here. But we're also looking at these other cryptocurrencies. XRP has been pretty much falling stagnant. I tweaked the lower symmetrical triangle that we were looking at. We had one that originally broke. I've tweaked it a little bit to show you guys that, hey, maybe there's a bigger one forming here, which you can see it does align itself very well here. But we're also looking at these other cryptocurrencies, which have pretty much been falling stagnant. Ethereum, surprisingly, as you know, we've been inside this big descending fractal here. We broke through it, hit bottom support, and now we're using our support level here, this uptrend, or sorry, this downtrend right here that we are using to bounce off of as a resistance, surprisingly. So now we're intertwined inside it, trending inside here, which really is going to come to an end fairly soon, probably sometime this upcoming week here. And Bitcoin too has pretty much fallen stagnant. Markets have pretty much been trading flatline for almost 2 weeks now. Since literally the 10th of May here, it's the 21st, we've been trading for 11 days sideways. No movement here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Sorry, 12 days, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 days of trending sideways, doing absolutely nothing. Trading inside $28,600 and a resistance of 31K here. We're flatlined out. This is a problem. This means something is coming. Not seeing much volatility and movement within cryptocurrency is a massive sign that we are going to get a big injection of volume. Whether that injection is leaving the market, or sorry, whether that injection is pumping to the upside in the market is up for grabs. We don't know. Or whether that big pump or movement in volume is money leaving the market is also up for grabs here. We can very easily see next week swing us all the way up to retest $35,000, or we could see the markets dump lower. It's honestly either or here. Nobody knows for sure. No YouTuber on the face of the planet can tell you exactly what's coming within cryptocurrency. We can just make speculations, figure out what the best opportunity is, which currently is not having a trade because there's no money to be made. We're trending sideways. There's zero money, zero uncertainty. If you bought in now, it's 50-50 as to which direction. Obviously, it's more like 60-40, 60% bullish and 40% bearish because we're trading so low and so undervalued on the relative strength indicator. It's more of a sign of a run to the upside here, but nobody knows for sure. So that's pretty much what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Definitely make sure to smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm, turn on post notifications, subscribe, and let's dive into today's episode. All right, guys, before we dive into today's video, remember, I did start a new finance channel. As you guys can see here, we got 309 subs. I've posted 3 videos. I have another one coming very soon, and I'll give you a spoiler alert. It's on the biggest wealth transfer that's happening right now, the biggest opportunity here. But not only that, this finance channel that I started here, once we hit 1,000 subscribers, I am going to be doing a giveaway for some money here. So definitely check it out. Check out the video that I just posted and about the stock market crash. I'm putting a ton of effort and energy into this channel here. It's really a big passion of mine. I've grown into really liking it a lot more than I did ever before. Now I can really understand it, and I want to share my discoveries within finance and the cryptocurrency with you guys, not only on this channel, but on my finance channel here. So the link is in the description down below. Make sure to subscribe. We got 63,000 people here. I just need 700 more, and I'm going to be doing the giveaway here. So definitely make sure to check out my my finance channel down below. Otherwise, diving into the technical analysis, what we know so far is markets have been consolidating. They're currently down 3.2% right now, which isn't something I'm worried about here. You can see for the most part, we've pretty much just been kind of floating. The bottoms and the tops are pretty much in line with each other here. There's zero movement pretty much all together here. Every single cryptocurrency is pretty much flatlined out right now with very, very, very little movement in either direction here. If you look at the 7-day, we've had 0.26, negative 1%, 0.0, or sorry, these are stable coins here. BNB surprisingly is up 9% here, but XRP 0.13. So we're really not seeing much movement at all within these major cryptos. Now, I've noticed here a couple of days ago that we had a big descending fractal here. Unfortunately, if I scale things back to the weekly charts here, we broke through this major support. We were tracking a massive some descending triangle here on XRP. And we discussed how we were creating lower highs, same bottom, but lower highs continuously, and we'd fill in this gap here. And if we broke through major resistance up here, this major downtrend in green, we'd see a run to the upside. If we broke through the bottom support here, closed a candle below it, we'd see a big swing to the downside here. Obviously, we did just that. We closed below this support here, and we started to tumble, and we dropped fairly quickly, fairly low. Here you can see ultimately we corrected down at most 40%, which is insane. Fortunately, we were able to take advantage of the dump. The second we saw closure on Sunday 2 weeks ago, we bought in for a short, and we were able to leverage it all the way down 2 weeks ago, or sorry, a week ago. So I'm very excited that we were able to take advantage of that. It's almost 2 weeks ago. And now we're pretty much just floating sideways. This all last week, floating sideways. You can see what's interesting, though, is XRP on its weekly is oversold. Last time we were oversold on XRP on its weekly was back in 2020, March of 2020, during the pandemic, which is incredible. It's been 2 years. 2 years. You would have to wait 2 freaking years, over 650 days, almost 700 days before you would get another opportunity like this to buy in. Flashback, we go to 2017 here. You can see the last time we were oversold was right over here back in, March of 2020. Last time wasn't really there, maybe back in 2019 here. But since the major run that happened in 2017, 2018, your next opportunity to buy in was when we became oversold during 2020, and you saw tons of upside after that. So the fact that we're now oversold again is a huge opportunity to be buying at these low prices, which is incredible here. So this is a low price. If you're not hodling your bags, I know I am, these are the times to be doing it, not when we're extremely overbought on the weekly. So it goes beyond that. Now I'm noticing on the very short term here that we are forming a bigger symmetrical triangle, pendant flag, whatever you want to call it. We had a major dump here on the 4-hour, and now we're kind of filling in the gap, creating lower highs and higher lows. You can see the bottoms are higher than the previous ones, and the tops are lower than the previous ones, and they're all going to intertwine when they all meet each other right over here, and then a decision is going to have to be made, either a pump or a dump. So that's what we're waiting for right now. I'm not buying in. Really what we look for is a candle to close us above here on the 4-hour or below here on the 4-hour to give us which direction we want to move to, then we buy in. So keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll probably see this movement end or start next week, and we'll see the sideways trading end next week. Ethereum as well, seeing something very similar, more so like a descending triangle here. You can see we're creating lower highs, but the bottom support has been the same. Bottom support is clearly capped at 1882 right here. Top resistance is acting problematic here, where prices are continuously bouncing off, creating lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So we also need to fill in the gap here, which ends right about the 24th, 25th, which is in 4 or 5 days max. And then we'll get a decision. Either we're going to close the 4-hour above here, signaling a run, or we're going to close the 4-hour below here, signaling a dump, which would be insane because looking at Ethereum here, you can see Ethereum is practically oversold on the daily, and on the weekly, we are bottoming off. Very close to oversold. You can also see this is a major support level. We're undervalued below the weekly moving averages here. This is a major support that we confirmed back in February of 2021. Numerous retests where prices were either rejected off this major green band support, which here was a resistance support here back in July of 2021. And here we are again retesting it for the first time in many, many, many months. So the other thing to consider is last time we were oversold was back in 2018. So unlike March of 2020, Ethereum has not been this low. And this is what's incredible. Like, a lot of people do not understand this and are not taking advantage of it. The last time Ethereum was this oversold on its weekly was 4 years ago in 2018, the lowest point that we hit pretty much within its major downtrend here. Notice this too. It's quite interesting. So I just want to show you guys this. Notice the lowest point when we were oversold here, price of Ethereum was $84. Last time we attempted that again was many years later, a year later. 2 years later, March 2020, lowest point during the pandemic at about very close, $89, very close to the bottom. So if you missed the opportunity back in 2018, you had another one in 2020. Here we are again being just as oversold. So if we, what I'm saying is we could easily see prices. This could be the lowest price we see for Ethereum. What I mean is we, just like 2018, this could be the low, right at about $1,800, $1,900. We could easily move like this and then again hit bottom again and then form a run to the upside. So it's very similar to what happened back here in 2017, 2018 into 2019, 2020. We hit a bottom right now. We may consolidate for a year. It's 2022 right now. Moving into 2023, we could then see another bottom after consolidation. Then entering 2024, we could see the run that we're looking for here. Regardless, it very well could be that this might be the lowest point we see Ethereum in a very, very, very long time, if ever, which is insane because there's a lot of money in crypto still. And a lot of people want to get into crypto still. So keep your eyes peeled. Same thing applies itself with Bitcoin. And we'll talk about Bitcoin and wrap up today's video. Or we'll talk about the S&P last, wrap up today's video. Bitcoin as well. I couldn't find a symmetrical or descending triangle, but I do know we are trading inside a channel stagnant and sideways here. You can see we're very low on the daily. And on the weekly, we're also very low. Last time we saw Bitcoin down this low was obviously 2020 during the pandemic. First time was before then it was all the way back in like 2015. But, going back a little earlier, 2018 bottom was in. 2020 bottom was in, and here we are again for the third time, much higher. Obviously, money is going to continue to move up. There's a lot more money in it now. There's a lot more understanding, Look at Coinbase back then to now. They're holding on a lot more liquidity, and all these other major exchanges are holding on too. So the floor has moved up, but the lowest point might be in because we're oversold on the weekly. These are the times to buy in. The fact that we're trading right here, the lowest point was about $33.95. Here we are again at about $3,900, very close to each other, both oversold. Notice here and here, this is another opportunity being oversold. Tons of fear. You can see if we go to the Bitcoin fear and greed index, you can see we are in the extreme fear category. We've been as low as 9, which is when we fell to like 25K, but we're still pretty darn low currently. So it's pretty incredible. I think if you buy now, whether you buy in at 30, 29K or 25K, in 3 years from now, 4 years from now, it ain't going to make a difference. That's my opinion here. And that's pretty much it for the cryptocurrencies. You can see we're pretty much stagnant right now, waiting for a pump, and it's going to happen. Lastly, the S&P. Could we have hit a bottom? I'm hoping we do. I really hope we do. And I'll give you my scenario right now. So we have this major, just really quickly, major ascending fractal that's been forming since 0809. Major top resistance, major bottom support. If everything was held at a constant, we'd have this long-term steady growth to the upside here without influencing any major stimulus, any stuff like that. I think what was prepared was this. This was the highest run. This was good from the bottom. Stimulus was needed. We shot us back up. Here we are. That's all that needed to be done. We didn't need to do anything else. Fortunately, we kept pumping money into the market, and this caused an overinflated market, which was all of this. This is all overinflated. Here we are moving forward. We're back to this. The scary part is this now going to be it? The scary part is, are we going to be needing prices to fall down? You see what I'm saying? Like maybe we're going to continue this trend to the upside here because this was just so overinflated. Maybe we'll fall down again to like 3,300. And then are we just going to trend inside here? You know what I'm saying? Are we going to just keep trending inside this and then eventually reach the same price point we are now, but it's going to be in 2026? It's going to be, 4 years from now that we see a recovery like this? It's very possible because that's what happened during the major, 07, 08 crash that we had here. The top resistance that was had on the markets, the all-time high, which I'm going to draw for you guys, was right here. 1540. You can see how long it took us to get back to that level. So we had our immediate dump, let's say from the top here, immediate dump, and then consolidation. This was 1960 days divided by 350 days. Let's see what we have. 1960 divided by 350 on average. It's about 5.5 years. It took 5.5 years for us to recover back to the same all-time highs that we are now. Obviously, there was tons of pump and corrections to the upside there, but what maps us as the lowest? That's my fear. That's my fear with these markets. The difference is we're currently retesting the moving average, being extremely oversold, which means I'd be very shocked if we fell even lower. If we did, not only would that be extremely scary how quickly we did, it'd be extremely undervalued and markets would probably go out of business. Like the economy would be wrecked. It would be a total of a 32% drop, which is not terrible, but it is still scary here. But this looks like what would happen here. This looks like the better picture. The problem is it going to happen? Is the scary part. My hope is that we can, we could just consolidate off this and head up, and that would be okay. This would take a lot less time. This would be 2 years instead of 4 years to recover here, but I don't know. But that's my thought to these markets here. Hopefully it doesn't happen. I'd be shocked if we immediately recovered like that. I don't think it's going to happen. Stimulus is going to be needed, but we might, I don't know. Are we going to break inside here? I mean, we could very easily do something like this. This is going to take a very long time to consolidate. It's going to take 4 years to consolidate. That's a long time from now. How do you mitigate your losses on something like this? Is dollar cost average. You can very easily get your average down. Like I've definitely been buying in at a premium, putting my money in, and then we had this dump here, but then I started putting in money right over here. So instead of it being at a high, or maybe we're here, I dropped my moving average down to here. I dropped my break even down to here. So really just breaking through this, which would be in 1 year or 6 months, I'd be in profit, and then all of this I'd be up profit. So it wouldn't make a difference. So it's something to consider, tools to use, but it's scary. And we're oversold, so I don't know. Otherwise, that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. Definitely make sure to smash the like button, turn on post notifications, subscribe. See you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.